it's gonna, the harvest will get interfered with the grass. Okay, we are back on cruise again. We're done. Damn, just done. Let's fold that up and collect our money and do the other one. Since it's adjacent. The funny thing is the graphic says field is 100% done. The mini-map says you missed bits. However, I think if I go through a game save and then come back, the missed bits are actually done. I think field entrance is just up here on the right. And this one we have a tiny fence that's probably going to get in the way. Okay, let's wait and lift that up. Well, actually, we have used most of this. And got stuck on the fence, even lifting the arms all the way. Okay, let's... Oh, come on, really? I don't know, maybe we head this way. So definitely going to have to call at the store for some more. I think this field is a little bit bigger. Well, it pays better, so this field's going to be a little bit bigger than the last one. We used 4,000 on that one. We got 700 here. Actually, I think we used 3,900 on the other field. But I don't really want to end up with sort of a... Or do I? Well, we'll see. I guess I'll make a decision when we go and fill up, but the options are to buy 2 canisters and get us up to about 78% full on the tank, or buy 3 and have 1,400 litres left at the store. Either way, I mean, we can go back to the store and pick up that remaining 1,400 litres and it's not going to be too big of a deal. So it's just a little bit of a detour over to the store to go fetch it. This could be a good field to buy. We could chop down the trees. Haven't done much forestry in recent years. I mean, admittedly, that the farm's making quite literally millions. What was the field we bought earlier? Was Field 30 we bought this year, and that's worth over $1 million. And that was just from our grain sales. And we've still got, what was it, another 300,000 from the sheep. Although, I must admit, the amount of work you have to put into sheep to actually achieve that is quite significant. We do spend a lot of time feeding the sheep and cleaning the sheep every single day. I mean, base game would be, if we weren't playing with seasons, it would be less of a chore, because the sheep trough will hold enough food for 10 days. But with seasons running, it's kind of just about 2 days worth of food. So you're pretty much topping off the troughs every single day. Now, because we just filled up the troughs and then sold half the sheep in each field, the amount of food in there should last us possibly until sometime in early summer before we have to top them off again. Always feed your animals before you sell them. Although Farm Sim 22 doesn't matter, because the food troughs are a fixed size. If you have one animal, you can feed it for years, and if you have the capacity of animals, then it'll last them a few days. If the map maker set it right. I know Oxygen David on his 1.1 constant release increased the size of the food troughs because you were kind of having to feed the cows every 6 hours if you had all of them. I don't think it was that bad, but it wasn't good. Okay, we are done. Let's fold this up. And head back to the store. Quick. Fertilizer tank. Done. Keep going back. There we go. Where's the road? To the left. So many of the fields on this side, you actually head in sort of that corner is where the road is. It's one of the few fields where the road is actually more towards the middle of the field. Anyway, I'm going to get in the cab because it's spring and overhanging trees. I think, what's it, Farm Sim 17. On Lawfolds we had the Massey Ferguson 5600 with another nice little tractor. I do have a soft spot for little tractors. I've never really used the Fendt 300, I must admit. And with the base equipment in Farm Sim 22, there was little encouragement to use tractors of this size, because so much of the base equipment was 150 to 180 horsepower. So you either needed to use sort of the old Valtra or the old John Deere, or something in the sort of the mid-sized tractor range. A lot of the mods have introduced us to back to seeders that only need 100 horsepower or less, and cultivators that need less than 100 horsepower, and that does give you a little bit more options to use one of the smaller tractors. This thing needs a clean. Okay, we will fill this up. I only bought 2 canisters. Kind of think we're 25% through on 7,000. So 21,000 or 2,100. We should not 2,100 surely. Quarter of the way through 700. So yeah, 3 8's 24. Call it 2,500. We should have 1,500 litres left when we complete this contract. That'll be a good thing. Oh, and we're getting down to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. For those of you who hadn't noticed, I did speed up time to ×5 while we've been doing this. I'm going to slow it down so we get everything done before nightfall. It's late spring, so nightfall's probably going to be about 9 o'clock. But I kind of prefer to finish work during daylight hours than running late nights with lit up like a Christmas tree. Ooh. Can't see the turn signal indicator on this. There probably is one behind the steering wheel. So anyway, yeah, I think for the most part we've had a good day. We've finished selling off our sheep. Was it 200,000? That's a good amount of income. I'm very happy with that. Okay, we have to go past this fence. Field of yellow stuff, which might be wheat, might be barley. It looks like wheat. Oh, barley. Yeah, well. Oh, didn't want to do that. Now the engine's turned off. I wanted that button, which was right next to it, and we'll need to lift the boom a little. Yeah, so a field like this, if I wanted to run straight lines, a lot more difficult because I can't see where I've been. So while I can see on the mini-map, if I want to be a little bit more efficient, what I should be doing is going to about here. We'll turn that off and we'll actually do some let's see, Shift S, auto width, 104 feet. You sure? Show lines is on. Enable guidance steering. I want line method, A+ heading. Okay, let's go back. Heading is 10 degrees, 0 degrees would be a little bit more. I'm going to do a 0 degree run. So, set A, set cardinal, back to there, enable guidance steering, back out, and turn it on and start driving. And it's as easy as that. Now obviously I can't see where the lines are out the side here. And I'm not sure, well, we can check of course. Garage, sprayer. There it is. This sprayer is 18 meters times 3 is about 56 feet, and I think our guidance steering came out at 104 feet. Yeah, not really sure that's correct. suppose what I could do is, oops, 56.6, that's probably good enough. So I don't know what the deal with this was and why it only selected 104 feet. But occasionally equipment, I think there's a couple of setting or definitions for pieces of equipment, and if one of them's not set right, then the place where guidance steering is looking up to determine the equipment working width doesn't work properly. And I've noticed a couple of pieces of equipment where it just doesn't like, it just doesn't set right. It either sets too wide or it sets too narrow, but we'll get over it. To do here is start turning, which will do an auto disengage on the guidance steering, and then as we sweep around, turn it back on again, and this should line up. And of course we can't see the textures, so no idea. And 56 feet was a little bit too wide, but I think in the grand scheme of things we'll end up covering the entire field without a problem. Let's go back to there. And we're already 40% done, and we've still got all of that side and that little block at the top there. So not perfect, but hopefully good enough. And I'll settle for that. So yeah, a lot of people use the A plus B path set on guidance steering. So you start off driving, and then you have to set point B, and then it calculates your path. Since we've got the compass indicator down on the mini-map, I just find it easier to, I'm sitting where I want to start and I'm heading in a direction, and FarmSim 22's guidance steering has the same features, so you can just set the angle and go. I'm still kind of undecided whether I should knock us down to about 55 feet, but I don't know. 3/8 of 25. Yeah, it should have been 20. 54 was closer. 3/8 of 24 plus 30 is 54. I don't mind. We're just going to do this at 56 foot approximately. And I will keep this running through the turns as well. Oops, too much. Oh, this kind of messed up, didn't it? No, what did I do? Oh, 56 is too small. It should have been 100. Oh. I just don't know what I'm doing. Wrong. It's going to shift over here a bit. So maybe I'm just crazy. 104 feet? Really? Call it 105. And 18 meters. It's 3 feet per meter, give or take. I don't know. Oh, you know what I think? This is a variable width sprayer. $18 meters is the narrowest, 40 meters. Okay. I'm a little bit of an idiot, yes. The garage shows 18 meters because that's the base model of this sprayer. Unfortunately, you can set it all the way out to 40 meters, so having a wider than standard has resulted in a slight discrepancy in my math. Completely forgot about it, must admit. Sadly, we don't have adjustable spray width on FS19, which is a nice feature in 22. Turn that back on. Keep driving and do that thing. And that should get us back online again. Alright. Meanwhile, 63%. Good. Obviously, I can't really tell at this point, because we lose the ability to see fertilization, and because we're not on an analyzed field, we lose the ability to see any form of fertilization except from here. We're going to have 3 blocks of field that haven't been done at the end of it. Or, well, if we keep edging our way closer to the right, from our perspective, we will end up doing this bottom portion of the field, but there's a little bit over there that didn't get done, and then there's a lot up there we might have to call back to. At this bit there's going to be a big chunk to our left that's not going to get done again. But that's me and math having an issue. Again, I'll probably do a left-hand turn out at the bottom here and then get us lined up for the next row. Try and be as efficient as possible as we're doing this. So we can turn that off briefly and then try not to hit the fence. And again, I'm not going to turn guidance steering on until we're definitely a lot closer to the line. As you saw there, the tractor snaked to the left a bit, and we've got that fence there which we could get caught on. So err on the side of not breaking the equipment. Not that that's a thing. Meanwhile, still going. I don't know. We'll bump up the passage of time again, I guess. Nice skies. Can't see a thing. Okay. And it saves on a worker. Especially since I've got nothing better to do except make money. As I said, I want about 450 when we get to harvest. We'll have a silage sale before then, just because sugar beet harvesters are very, very expensive, and I want one. I'm not sure if we'll end up with the T440 or the T430. T430 is a mod which is slightly smaller capacity, but outside of that, not really much of a downgrade, and it's not that much cheaper. So let me keep an eye on our path for a minute. Probably round about here. Fairly good guess. So I think the rest of this corner will be done manually. And we'll have to head over to the rest of the field. 20%, just over. I'll probably head to the top of the field because that's the biggest portion of stuff not sprayed yet. Now we're going to have to keep an eye on that right hand edge again. Try not to hit the fence. There we go. Okay. I'm not even sure there is a fence at that point. Not exactly the most convenient field to work. Check again, we're 83%, so top corner has, as I said, the top corner has the biggest area that we didn't do yet. So it's the furthest away from the store, but I don't want to do that bit over there and then have to come up here and do 100 yards. It's much better if this area up here is not sufficient to then have to do a little bit more close to the road. All right. I think what we can do here, I'll do this headland and then we'll do from the west side of the field back to this side in rows on the 0-180 line. Try and avoid the tree too. That's good. Because obviously this bit here is the longest straight line I can do. I think the GPS didn't engage. That's better. Oh, no. Hey.